Head to the go-go, baby! You want some? Well, come and get.
Music to my ears. Viewtiful Joe is one of those superheroes who wasn't chosen, isn't a soldier, a mutant, or some sort of ancient prophecy. No, he started out as just a movie nerd, a slacker with a big heart, a bigger imagination, and absolutely zero readiness for the real world. But when his girlfriend Sylvia gets kidnapped into movie land, Joe does something unexpected. He stops watching heroes on TV and decides, you know what, maybe I should just become one. This is the wild, stylish, insecure, dramatic, beautiful psychology of Viewtiful Joe, the fanboy who had to grow up really fast. Hinch in a go-go, baby! Let's see what this guy is all about. Joe grew up obsessed with tokusatsu heroes. Costume-wearing, pose-striking champions like Captain Blue. I was also obsessed with Power Rangers, and yeah, that was my thing growing up. I love the Black Ranger, but Blue Ranger was my guy. This shaped JoJo into becoming an escapist, a dreamer, a performer, and someone who idolizes strength but doesn't really practice it. Movies gave him hope, but also kept him from facing reality. Now, Joe also had a lack of direction before becoming a hero. Before Movie Land, Joe is just, he's unmotivated. He's casual, lazy but lovable, creative but undisciplined, comfortable with just being average. He's the classic, talented kid who just never applied himself. Now, Sylvia is his emotional core of Joe's life. She represents responsibility, accountability, maturity, love, the real world. Sylvia grounds him. Without her, Joe might never have to grow up. Now, in Viewtiful Joe 1, this is where the birth of the hero begins. When Sylvia gets kidnapped by Jadao, Joe enters Movie Land not out of destiny, but out of love and panic. Inside, Captain Blue grants him the V-Watch, turning him into Viewtiful Joe. His mission evolves. First, he saves Sylvia, then he saves Movie Land, and finally, he becomes the hero he has always admired. Joe discovers the truth. Heroism isn't about looking cool, it's about doing the right thing under pressure. In Viewtiful Joe 2, Joe's growth continues. He fights alongside Sylvia, now sexy Sylvia. He becomes a more strategic fighter. He learns teamwork. He accepts responsibility for the fate of Movie Land. He faces challenges that test not only his strength, but his maturity. By the end of Viewtiful Joe 2, Joe isn't just a superhero, he's also a leader. Now let's break down his personality. The big five. Ocean. O for openness. The letter O for openness. Joe is imaginative, artistic, and expressive. He thinks in movie scenes and fight like he's in a director's chair, Conscientious, low to medium. Before becoming a hero, he's messy, unfocused, and resists responsibility. After his growth, he becomes more disciplined and reliable. E for extroversion. Very high. Joe loves attention. Poses, catchphrases, dramatic flair, all that is his bag. He fights like someone performing on the stage, and surprisingly, he has little to no stage fright. Agreeableness. Medium. Joe cares deeply for Sylvia and others, but he also snarky and impatient. So he's agreeable, but you might get some pushback from him. And neuroticism, medium. Joe is secretly insecure. Beneath the jokes and the bravado is a guy who fears failing Sylvia, not being hero material, disappointing his idols. This insecurity fuels his growth. Now, what does Joe feel and why? Here's a range of Joe's emotions. Now, his primary emotion, I would say, is determination. This is the moment he goes from boy to hero. When someone he loves is in danger, his whole demeanor just hardens. Insecurity. This is his core flaw. Joe doubts himself constantly. His fear, am I really hero material or just a movie nerd pretending? And it's classic imposter syndrome. Now, passion. He has a romantic drive, y'all. He fights harder because Sylvia is at stake. The love of his life is in trouble, and now he gets his shit together. She's his heart and emotional anchor. Frustration. Joe gets annoyed easily, usually when reality doesn't match the movies he idolizes. Now, humor. Joe has a lot of humor, and he uses as a coping mechanism, and it is also part of his personality. Joe jokes mainly because he's nervous, excited or overwhelmed, or just improvising on the fly. Comedy is both a mask and a genuine trait of his. Oh no! Now moving on to the color personality. People usually fit in these four colors. Now, Joe is definitely yellow material. The performer. This is his main getup. Yellow people are charismatic, expressive, impulsive, creative, attention-loving, and optimistic. This is Joe's core personality. He always likes to jokes. He always likes to have fun. He doesn't take life too seriously until he has to. Now, red. This will be his secondary color. The bold leader. Red traits are very assertive people, action first, competitive, decisive. Joe heads straight into danger, no hesitation, just like how he just jumped into the screen to save the girl that he loved. He didn't think about it like, maybe I should call the police. No, he was like, I'm going to save my lady. Now, blue. He has a tiny bit of blue, a little bit. The blue is self-critical analyzer. This appears when Joe doubts himself. He questions his abilities, whereas he's just pretending. This is his insecurity color. Now, green, he doesn't have any green. I say he has 0 to 0. Joe is many things, but green is not one of them. Green people are calm and, don't like confrontation and tries to talk things out, and that's not Joe at all. So I would say he has 60% yellow, 30% red, and like 10% blue, and 0% green. He is the yellow-red showman hero, just like the comic book heroes he idolizes. Joe embodies one of the most inspiring archetypes, I would say. It's the fan who became what he loved. His journey represents stepping out of fantasy, embracing reality, facing responsibility, becoming more than the movies he idolized, choosing growth over escapism. Joe didn't just watch heroes, he ultimately became one. Viewtiful Joe, he's just more than just poses, jokes, and special effects. He's a story about stepping out of fantasy and into responsibility. He teaches us it's not the suit that makes the hero, it's the heart that chooses to rise when life gets real. Now, if you enjoy this character, break it down, please give me the likes. Or if you didn't, give me the dislikes. And if you feel no type of way, then you feel no type of way. But I don't know why, but this Viewtiful Joe reminds me of like the spirit of Christmas. Maybe it was his red suit, but I don't know. I feel like it's giving me holiday vibes, so that's why I did it. But no, moving on. Hope you have a good week, and I'm gonna do some more that is more Christmas or holiday focused or whatnot. So, alrighty. Ta-ta for now.